Good morning, and this is Charlie Riverman Bergeron live on YouTube for the first time. Just trying to see how it works in comparison to FaceTime Live. And just to share with you a card I pulled this morning called the Cosmic Pull. And here's the beautiful picture of it, if I can hold it up so that you can see it. And it's a galaxy. Number NGC 1672, which the message from this galaxy, it's a sacred space meditation cards, is cosmic pull. And today is the day just after the equinox, spring equinox here in northern latitudes. And the message is, as gravity gives the universe order, the divine presence gives order to my life. And the affirmation with this is, the great bodies of the universe have an attraction to each other. Everything with mass exerts a force on everything else with mass. Within my heart, the closer I get to source, the stronger the pull of love. And that is truly what I experience. And I know that each of you, as we move into the future, will start to feeling greater amounts of love within yourselves and for yourself. This is an important process of the transition that we're moving through, the galactic transition that we're moving through, that the divine presence is coming to life within each of us. With that said, it creates a lot of disturbances both within our physical embodiment, such as pains and aches and upsets that are not readily defined by our most modern medical practices. They will label it and they will say, oh, it's this and it's that and it's this, because that's what they're trained to do. But it doesn't necessarily mean anything. What you're doing is energetically being charged. And so symptoms that appear as something else could be recognized by well-intentioned but totally uninformed humans that this is a dis-ease or this is a chronic problem. What I find most important right now is that each of us tune into our diet, tune into whether we're feeling tired or excessively overcharged, and monitor that emotion level, the energy and motion level within us, without succumbing to judging it or running in fear of saying, oh, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. You don't have to do anything. This is part of my message to most people is we don't necessarily have to go and do something. This is the programming of the human mind, is to go do something. When something occurs, it triggers that brain of ours to want to go and do something, to fix it, to manipulate it, to expand it, whatever it is. That's what the brain does. That's what the mind does. It's not wrong. It's not incorrect. It's what it's trained to do. It's its job. It's its responsibility. What we need to do right now is give that brain and that mind specific responsibilities and give it the opportunity to serve a higher purpose, which is who we are as these divine spiritual beings who are incarnated into these physical bodies here on this beautiful planet we call Earth. And so this is what the cosmic pull is all about, is that energy is coming through us from galaxies and universes and all of creation. It's not just Earth that was created by God. It was not just humans that are the special ones. And we've got to overcome this egocentric behavior, or we will eventually, as we continue along this path, become the last of the human species. And much like today's message was the last white rhino, last white male rhino has, northern male rhino has passed. And so now the message was the white rhino has become extinct. So too will humanity become extinct if it doesn't pay attention to what it's doing. It doesn't mean that the human consciousness won't continue. It will, but it may be implanted into artificial bodies. I don't want to say it. I don't know how to say that because I don't know how it will be. So, can we separate? Yes, we can separate consciousness from physicality. Okay, consciousness doesn't have to be necessarily contained in a physical form. It does in this dimension. If we're going to exist in this dimension, then consciousness has to be contained in a form. What that form may be in the future, we don't know. We're not there. We're a long ways from there. And this is why it's important for us now, as a stepping point, this equinox, the energy of this equinox, the stargates and the energies that are coming through, is to empower us to start planning, to start letting go of all of the things that are holding us back from being and expressing who we truly are, and to really define where the line is between where our mind, ego mind, ends and our spirit divine self begins, and find that center line between the yin and the yang. Find that point between in the 369. Find that point, the 9, which comes down between the 3 and the 6. That's the dividing line. And know that it's in that space, that tiny little space, that all expression exists and yet manifests from. So that's my message this morning as my first message on my YouTube Live. And hopefully I will come here and be able to speak through my higher frequencies, much as I do when I'm talking to spirit in the car, which they love to grab me in the car and speak because I'm secluded and I'm in my own space. Doesn't make easy driving, but that's okay. Yesterday was a powerful day. I found myself totally out of body at stoplights. And actually, they were green lights, and I never even knew that they were green. I didn't know when they turned green. I was totally not present. This is the power of this time. So if you're experiencing moments where you're not quite in your body, it's okay. There's nothing going wrong. You are fine. Bring yourself back and know that this is the power of the time and the energies that we're going through. It's not pleasant and, can be scary, and a lot of things will be happening. You may see things, you may hear things. Your senses are on, your sensory perception is on overload. It's opened. And just allow yourself to experience it without thinking you have to do something. And I had this conversation this morning with the dearest friend who I've worked with for years. And the message was, we as humans always want to go do something. Well, let's set back and say, no, I don't have to go do something. What I need to do first is observe this before I do something. And that way I can better affect the outcome, not only for myself, but for everyone. And that's what we need to do in these days as they're unfolding. So, with that, I bless you all. I thank you for tuning into this. And hopefully, my speaking will probably become a little bit better and more understandable. And we'll have a wonderful journey together as I bring through what comes through for me in a safe space. I would do it on Facebook, and this may go out on Facebook, but with even YouTube is not really safe, but it's okay um, until we have a private channel where we can all talk together. And I don't know if that'll ever happen. We're stuck with the limited processes we have. So I thank you and I bless you, and just have a great day and a great moment wherever you are, and know that you're loved and you're divine beings here on a planet of just grand experience, and we're here to change it, not so much change it, but to manifest a new cohesiveness in which everyone and every living form not only benefits from the abundance here. How if I can end this? It says end stream, so that must be what I got to do. Bye, y'all. I love you.